Dry Sunflowers now is currently 2 billion Spotify. Never heard that radio before. That's how the song is so magnetic. The people that just love the record. So now, when I was working with him now, I was hearing this trap stuff. I'm like, can't keep my dick in my pants. I was like, huh? I'm not used to that. I'm used to music and chords and, you know? And I said, let me become it. Let me put away all my opinions and what I think about this and think about that. Let me just become the sound. So when I got into the culture and I listened to the record that he's recording now. I'm a pain, I'm gonna put 10 times, girl like F would kill herself. That was a song when nobody helped. And I was like, wow, he's going through some pain. I left the thing to record and I walk outside. Let him put all his pain here. Put a loop record, that destructive record you have in Pro Tools, save all the playlists. It was like maybe 6 hours of recording. When I came back in, I had so many takes because he just kept going. So then when he took a break, I took all the best takes, it's called comp in the studio. I took the bass lines and the best takes. We put it together. I know you somewhere out there. That's the record. And I was like, okay, it's a cool record. He says, yo FX, could you mix it? I was like, mix? Like, yo, I just did like 7 hours in a mix.
I told y'all to get down now. I told y'all to get down now.
So you liking the school so far?
I love it. It's my first experience in a real
That's
university.
good.
Roc Nation School
I'm
of
glad
Music.
you liking it here.
Yeah, man. I want to get my doctorate here now.
So how did you start producing and what age did you find your passion for music?
So I started as a musician first. America is the place. When we came here, we found out that a beat maker is a producer. But in Jamaica, you're just a musician. So in church, I used to play the drums in church, Toil Missionary Church in Waterhouse. If you guys watch Shutters, that area is Waterhouse. So I was a drummer at the church. My parents, we grew up in the church. And remember I saw Family Man, he played bass for Bob Marley, rest in peace. We went into his house for a wedding reception. Some people from McKinley Christian had a wedding reception there. And I used his bathroom. I went inside his house, I saw all these plaques. And I started reading the plaques, and I was like, whatever he does, that's what I want to do. So then I told my dad, because I wasn't very, very good in school. My mom lectured at the Michael Teacher's College for years, she's genius, but some of us are not great at school. So then my dad allowed me to go to Caveman Studio, and I was just like a musician there, playing for half pint Caveman Studio. Yeah.
So how did you find the resources that you needed to be successful?
So I was always a good intern, and I tell students, young people, that you should be a good student. You should be in the studio humble, like a fly on the wall. No talking. If you're with a master, just be quiet. Eventually they'll share stuff with you, they'll give you little tips. Sometimes ego can get you out of the room. So I never really had that, even though I'm still, as you see, I'm like a kid. Still happy, like I'm childish and giddy all the time. So I stay in that mind state and that zone. So I always shared a studio with somebody, always at somebody's studio. There was a time when a gentleman, he lent me some equipment, and that's when I really started to, produce on those equipments. And then it was cheap in our time. It's not like back in the 80s where you had a reel-to-reel tape machine, which I grew up on that too, in Jamaica. But when you come up, you could buy like a Pro Tools system. For me, it was getting a M-Box. M-Box was a couple of $100 back then with a microphone. You got a Rode NT2 that was like $200 at Rogue Music in Manhattan.
Have you or do you currently play any instruments?
Yeah, I used to say 15, but I'll say 10 now. Again, I was self-taught, I play by ear. A lot of the children that I grew up with, they all went to music school, and they don't use it anymore. Because I think sometimes it keeps you, theory music keeps you so theorized, you don't break the rules. Example, when I started out, I remember I was explaining to them, this record that's big in the reggae world, right? It's credit to Ricky Blaze, he's one who got credit for it. But the chords are Egyptian record that we're all credited on the album. That song? Got me off the wall, yo, put me on side around, yo, when you give me. So after this now, we heard the radio, we heard Rihanna. Yellow diamonds in the light, right? And we standing, and then Adam know. Hello from the other side. And then John Legend, and he goes, first I giving you my smart dog, only me and you kicking and the busy signal. You're all I need, and you're always. So these chords are actually inverted from holiday, celebrate, Madonna. So what I mean is I've learned how to invert chords, you know, and that's just me just by ear.